My fiancé texted, I met with a lawyer to see how your inheritance works after we're married. I replied, smart. Then I called my dad, explained the situation, and had myself temporarily written out of the will. When her lawyer gave her the bad news, she frantically tried to backpedal. Rachel and I had been together for 2 years. She knew my dad owned a successful construction company worth about $8 million. I was his only child, so yeah, I'd inherit everything someday. The text came while I was at work. No context, no explanation, just a casual update like she was telling me she'd gone grocery shopping. I stared at my phone for 5 minutes. We weren't even married yet, and she was already calculating my inheritance. I texted back, smart, good to plan ahead. Then I called my dad during lunch break. I explained everything. Son, that's a massive red flag, he said quietly. I know, Dad. Can you help me test something? What do you need? Temporarily write me out of the will, just for a few weeks. I want to see how she reacts. My dad met with his lawyer that same afternoon. By evening, I was officially removed from his will. Everything would go to charity instead. It was temporary and reversible, but on paper, I was getting nothing. 2 days later, Rachel came home looking stressed. How was your day? I asked, acting normal. Fine, she said, not meeting my eyes. That night, she was quieter than usual, kept checking her phone. Something was clearly bothering her. The next morning, she exploded. Why didn't you tell me your dad changed his will? I looked up from my coffee. How do you know about that? My lawyer found out during his research. You're not in it anymore. Oh, that. Yeah, Dad and I talked. He's leaving everything to charity. Says he wants me to build my own life. Her face went completely pale. But that's $8 million. It's his money, Rachel. He can do whatever he wants with it. You didn't even try to fight it? Why would I? I have a good job. I'll be fine. She started pacing around the kitchen, clearly panicking. This changes everything. I mean, not everything, but we need to reconsider our timeline. Our timeline for what? The wedding. Maybe we should wait a bit longer. Make sure we're really ready. I nodded slowly. Because I'm not inheriting millions anymore. That's not what I meant. Then what did you mean? She couldn't answer. Just kept stammering about being practical and thinking about our future. That evening, she tried a different approach. Maybe you could talk to your dad? Explain that you're getting married and need security? I'm not asking my dad for money, Rachel. I'm not saying ask for money, just remind him that you're his son. The desperation in her voice said everything I needed to know. Over the next week, she became someone I didn't recognize. She suggested I take my dad out to dinner more often. She asked if maybe I should apologize to him for something, anything. She even looked up information about contesting wills. Finally, I'd seen enough. Rachel, we need to talk. Is this about the prenup? Because I've been thinking, there is no prenup. There's no wedding. Her mouth fell open. What? I know you met with a lawyer to calculate my inheritance before I even proposed. That text wasn't about protecting us. It was about protecting your investment. That's not true. I love you. You love the idea of $8 million. She tried to cry, to explain, to promise she'd changed, but I'd already made up my mind. I called off the engagement that night. 2 weeks later, my dad officially put me back in his will. He also wrote Rachel a letter explaining that he'd temporarily removed me as a test, and she'd failed spectacularly. Last month, I started dating Emma, a teacher who makes $40,000 a year and has no idea what my dad is worth. When I eventually tell her, I know it won't change anything about how she sees me, because people who love you for you don't hire lawyers to calculate your inheritance before the wedding.